My name is James Sullivan. That's not my birth name, by the way. I feel I should make that clear to the viewers of this documentary. That's not my birth name. I legally changed my name when I was about 20. Well, a few years ago now. So it doesn't, let's not bring age into it. And that's not in honour of some sort of blue monster from any Pixar films. A lot of people seem to think that's the reason I changed my name to James Sullivan. It's not. It's for a completely different reason entirely. So get that out of your heads now. I earn roughly about £150 a week in my part-time job as a street cleaner. And on my days off, I like to spend all of that money on travel costs to cities. Because of where I live, I can't really get to places like London or Leeds. So for me, it's kind of Manchester, Liverpool, areas like that. Within that area. And what I like to do when I get there is publicly advertise my YouTube channel. I'm the only one who does it, so I'm just... Usually I like to sit in the town centre of these cities and, with a sign that says, subscribe to Sausage Hole 69. And doing that, I have really varying degrees of success. Some days I get about 1 subscriber, some days I get 20. I like to do it for a full day most of the time, about 9 to 7. That's what I usually like to do, so about 10 hours. So the problem with doing that is some people do mistake me for a homeless person. And why? Because they're not looking at the sign. It clearly says what money. Use your eyes. Use your reading skills that you learned when you were about 3 years old. Look at what it says. Pay attention. Do I look like I'm fucking homeless? Maybe because I'm sitting on the ground outside. I mean, obviously, I give the money that I get from that to an actual homeless person that I see on my way home. I give about 90% of it. I'm kind of like their managers in a way, because I kind of accidentally do their job for them, and in return I get about a 10% cut. So, everyone sort of wins in a weird way. In a way. Oh yeah, it is very hard for me to meet women, really, when doing this. So I do get very little of, the old in and out, but I'm putting my career before my romances, so it's noble, if anything. At least when I'm 40 in about 20 years' time, I'm going to be saying to myself, thanks, James. I'm happily married. I'm really successful, and it was very gracious. You made the right career choices in your youth. And that's what's led to this glorious future. So, in 20 years' time, I'm sure I'll be thanking me for this life of celibacy. It's quite expensive to do this, as you might expect. So, on such a frequent basis. So, what I like to do occasionally is just to stop the human billboarding for a few weeks, and just save up the money, and eventually splash out on a return ticket to London for the day. And a lot of the times that's quite worth it. I was actually in a popular YouTube video once. It was called, someone uploaded it under the title Crazy Man Promotes Himself, and obviously what that was about was some guy on a crappy phone who was filming it, so it's obviously shit aspect ratio. No offence to him, but it was. And and it was just me sitting outside the shop with a sign, and that got a lot of negative. A lot of people thumbed it down, and rightly so. And they gave me a lot of praise as well. Like, I got a lot of comments saying, we feel sorry for you. But in a positive way. They were going, we feel sorry for you because this guy's, painted you out to be this awful person, and you're clearly not. You've got a message, and you're trying to communicate it to a vast number of people, and you're not shy that your username seems to be sexual innuendo, which it isn't. You know, I get sick of this as well. You know, a lot of people think my username is filthy. You know. Well, I say they're filthy. Yeah. Have you ever bothered to ask me? You know, because I'll tell you right now, right? Yeah. Sausage, my favourite kind of meat. Hull, black hull. 69, the age my grandma died. So don't, you know, think. You know, is there a meaning behind the username rather than dirt? Yeah. Filthy. It's you! Me!